Bonjour and bonjour. This is our latest parental update. There will, of course, be at least one more video coming as well as a live team meeting. I just want to share with you the most recent information that I've received from PGL as we get closer and closer. In fact, today has just been doing paperwork. I want to stress the importance, please, of these two items. I cannot tell you how much we got bitten last year when we were at the PGL Centre. There's long grass, it's right out in the countryside, beautiful location, but it is for that. And we did have 2 severe sunburn cases last year. So please, please, please make sure not only do your kids pack the suntan lotion, but that you're telling them how to use it and making sure that they're informed to slap it on constantly. Also, I answered a question actually with some of the girls this morning about what to wear. We highly recommend that things like strappy tops, really short shorts and t-shirts are avoided, and that we do try to at very least keep shoulders covered, given the sun and how intense it's going to be south of Paris. So let me give you the latest updates. Travel-wise, it has now finally been confirmed that we are travelling by the tunnel from Folkestone to Calais. This is great. I love the tunnel so much more than I do the ferry. It's one less risk assessment for me to write, but also it knocks an hour and a half off the journey in total. The other super bonus we've got is a lie-in, because we no longer need to leave at 3:30 a.m. We can now leave at 4:30 a.m. So if you could arrive at school no earlier, really, try to get there for around 4. And can I ask that you park down the side of the school so there is plenty of room for the 3 coaches that we're taking and for loading of luggage. So please try to park down the side of the school and not all congregate around the turning circle. Now, Monday, our timings would get us back approximately at 9 p.m, but you will get updates from your kids as we're coming back to keep you up to date with what time that's going to be. We will stop. We'll stop South Mim services last time, and then a little bit halfway to Paris, we stopped at a lovely service station. Both of these have McDonald's, which seem to be the choice that the students went for, even at silly o'clock in the morning. So when it comes to pocket money, and people have been asking about that, they'll need some money for both the out journey and the return journey for food on the go, because those meals are not provided. The first meal we have is our evening meal when we arrive, and the final meal we have is breakfast when we leave. So there are going to be times where they will need to buy food. All right. Regarding pocket money, there's also going to be tourist tat they might want to buy, which will be possible perhaps at the Eiffel Tower. I would avoid it. It's expensive. If we, there's no point having a little plastic Eiffel Tower at 20 euros or whatever. So, that's up to you. It's your choice. I'll talk a little bit more about money in a second. So that's our travel, nice and easy, and a super lie-in. Saturday, then, we will get up, have breakfast, then they will make a lunch, pick up a bottle of water. They make their own sandwiches, basically, with a French stick, a baguette, and they can fill it with salads, meats, cheeses, what's on offer. Pick up something like a Madeleine and a bottle of water. That would be a great idea, really, to have some sort of drawstring bag or small rucksack that they can pack that into. I said to the kids this morning, really try to avoid handbags. They caused a massive issue at Disney last year. They were searched more thoroughly than just a drawstring bag, for example, that just went through the scanner. Okay, so on the Saturday, we'll get up, do breakfast. We go into Paris in the morning. We will go to the Eiffel Tower, and we will walk up the stairs to the first floor, and then they'll also be ticketed to go to the next floor, which is quite high. We aren't going all the way to the top. It's logistically a nightmare with 110 kids, and it's an additional expense, but it's mostly the nightmare. The lift is very small, it takes you all the way to the top. And the other reason is it flipping moves when you're up there, and it scares me to death. But that's something they can do in the future, isn't it? We come down the tower, and around 2 p.m, I think it is, we go across the road and we hop onto the Bateau Rouge, and we trundle down the Seine, taking in places like Notre Dame, amongst others, as we go down to the bottom, turn around and come back up. So that's quite a nice, gentle river cruise. The sun should be out and we should be able just to enjoy that. And then we get back on the coach and we'll go visit some of the other sites. If the coach drivers are up for it, they'll take us around the Arc de Triomphe, which is quite an experience going around that island, as many of you will know. We may or may not have time to get off. If we do, we'll go Montmartre or somewhere and perhaps see a bit more. So that's our Saturday. It's very much a sightseeing, major tourist attractions in Paris itself. Sunday, we're off to Disney. We have a 2-park ticket, so that means we get to go to both parks. So what we will do as a group, we will go into the Magic Kingdom side of that, where the new Star Wars ride is, in the morning, and then we will meet at a central location there, and then we will all cross over into MGM. We will miss the parade. There'll be no princesses for us because the coaches have a schedule they have to keep to, so we won't get to see that. The benefit of that is because we go to MGM in the afternoon and everybody else is trying to fight for a spot for the parade, we get to go on the Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster without any queue. Again, a small bag to carry water and sun cream, drawstring bag, it's much, much easier. Okay, now in the park itself, we will arrange to meet with the students several times. They will meet with their group leader, and it's groups that we've had a meeting about today. I met actually with hopefully all of the students this morning during registration to discuss groups. Okay, they've been given a group number, a coach number, and a member of staff. Now, I made this explicit to the students, and I'm going to make it explicit to you as well so you can confirm this. Those groups are for counting purposes. They're there purely so that each member of staff has been assigned 12 students that at certain points during the day, those 12 students have to report to that member of staff within a time frame window of 20 minutes, half an hour. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean all 12 have to arrive en masse. It means they may come with 3 or 4 people who are in different counting groups and they all go off to meet their member of staff because we'll all be central. We can tick our work, say, right, you're having a good time, you know where we are, please continue, put on some sun cream and set with them. This is not then a group that they're going to be with all the time. They might happen to be with a group of people that they want to spend time with, but it is literally for our safeguarding and administrative purposes. Okay, and all groups will meet at the same place in the same time frame. So it's not that if they're in with people who are in different counting groups, one's got to go off in one direction and one's got to go off in the other. No, they will all meet centrally. Okay. The other rule about groups is this: they must at all times be in a minimum group of 3. I imagine they'll be in bigger groups than that, but we will have to be strict on that, and there will be some sort of comeback if we find people alone. All right, they'll have to perhaps come and join 2 of us. And the reason for this is if something was to happen, then we have 1 student to stay with the person it's happened to and 1 student to seek help. Okay? Not that I expect that to be the case, but it's just so you are aware. So the groups that they're going to come home and talk about tonight are the groups they're just going to be counting with. They're not the groups they're going to be necessarily in a room with or necessarily spending their entire time in Paris with. Okay? Just on roomings, we did try to sort that out a while ago. However, I am not naive. I know friendships can change like frequently. We also have not been told the room sizes. Now, we worked on a basis of potentially 4 per room, but it could be 7 per room. What I've said to the kids this morning, I'm going to say to you now. We will sort all rooming issues out once we're there and we know what we've got. Okay? There's no point in me trying to do anything now and move people about. Anything I do has a massive knock-on. This is a trip with 110 students. So whilst it might seem, oh, just move my son, actually, you've had a massive knock-on to other things. So any groups, problems like that, we sort out once we get there. All right? Along with making sure everyone's got sun cream and insect repellent. That's it for now. Okay, I will have some more details next week. There's not a lot left to tell you, to be fair. We're pretty much there. It's just perhaps looking to see what the weather's going to be like and things like that. and I will send out shortly, within the next 10 days, a Teams meeting invitation, which will then be a live Teams meeting in which I'll go through the very, very final details before we go. Once that meeting's been sent out, as part of that meeting, I'll invite anyone to ask any questions so I can try to answer them without having to have the chat up and down. Although I will probably try and get a volunteer to be alongside me, just checking the chat as I'm talking. Okay, right, we're nearly there. Very, very excited. Looking forward to it. I do take over next week as head of year, so this is part of that process. So that's how come we're doing this parish trip, and how come it's me who's leading on that. All right, thank you very much. You all have a good day.